Good morning. Welcome to our weekly session. No ads, no super chats, just quick one for you all. So, as usual, let's not waste any time and talk about some of the things we have on the agenda. Hit the likes if you like this. Math, money, freedom. You know the drill. And quick disclaimer, this is edutainment, not investment advice. So first of all, let's look at the day we have. Kind of a mixed day, but green where it matters. Avalanche, Solana, LunaSwap, even ICP is green. The people that lost 95% of the money who bought at the top, but that's coming back. But do not touch ICP. I still believe it's not a good investment. So that is kind of the state of the union right now. And there's a couple of things that are important to look at as well as we jump in. First of all, good news, 2.3 million people have not moved in over 10 years. Now, Glassnode sometimes refers to kind of dead coins as being anything over 7 years, but this is an interesting list here, and probably the vast majority of this 2.3 million could be part of the lost category, from the early miners, and that was a very, very long time ago. And again, my thesis always remains literally 4 to 6 million of Bitcoin are gone forever. So we'll never have more than 14 million maximum. People are getting better at self-custody, but even today, people are still losing a lot of their crypto. So if you have it, hold it safe, keep it very secure. Now, in the Domino news, we have yet another domino. Honduras opens its first crypto ATM as interest grows. So this is on top of the whole kind of Central American revolution. We've got on top of Salvador, Uruguay, Paraguay, Cuba. You got countries like Colombia, Argentina, Brazil looking hard at Bitcoin. Even Mexico is dabbling. The IMF must be nervous, but it is really, the game theory is really taking place very, very quickly, much further than I ever expected. In terms of El Salvador, we are 10 days away from the president of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, giving $30 to everybody in El Salvador. Now, I don't know if they've actually bought the crypto already, but we'll see. I'm probably watching very carefully to see if somebody's buying a bunch of crypto, and then a whole bunch of new wallets opening up over the next 10 to 14 days. So very interesting to watch, a very exciting moment. A lot of people are concerned that maybe it'll go sideways. I think I'm still very bullish that it'll be a big success. And there are people that talk about this, what's going to happen to the people after Bitcoin legalization in 10 days? And it's kind of a funny article, but it talked about how there was a joke in this article that where are all the El Salvadorian people going to park all their Lamborghinis? So I thought that was kind of cute. But the point is, it will change their life as the government does embrace Bitcoin. A lot of people are still nervous, but it is a small country. It has some natural resources. And I think it's going to become a very affluent country with much higher median salaries if they all embrace Bitcoin as the standard. Like, the only way is up, unless, of course, that 1% chance that Bitcoin goes to zero, which is highly unlikely. Anyway, it's a fun time. Good luck, El Salvador. We are rooting for you. This is interesting in our kind of inflation segment. This was published by Dan Held this morning. 2 kids selling lemonade in 2017 for Bitcoin. They're both now millionaires. He may know the inside of how much lemonade they actually sold. But what's interesting to note here is 25 cents or 0.00023 Bitcoin. And that means, I think Bitcoin is about 10,800, 10,600 at the time. But the lesson here is, if you can, accept Bitcoin for payments. That's the way everything's going. As inflation spirals and puts fiat currencies in the toilet, Bitcoin will only go up. Now, in other little bit of TA news, is a very important green candle to look for, everybody. We need to be above 49,300. We're about $200 away for 6 green candles in a row. Weekly green candles, I might add. And if we do this, this is a very bullish indicator, and it will cinch that 6 weeks of growth, setting up for a great week ahead. So fingers crossed, everybody root for that 49,300. It's an important psychological barrier for people to jump in. In addition, this was very interesting. Ethereum issuance is now lower than Bitcoin for the first time ever. Ethereum's decreasing issuance rates basically is just outstanding. So the inflation rate for Bitcoin is about 1.75%, and now Ethereum is less than that. The old adage was Ethereum was digital oil, and the value and issuance kind of moved in tandem with its usage. Now that is not the case anymore. The issuance is provably lower and potentially deflationary in the very near future. It will be deflationary, hopefully, in December or January, and that will develop a huge amount of upwards pricing pressure as well. So interesting to watch. Go Ethereum. Now let's look at the market real quick. The crazy thing is 17 hours ago, Solana went from position number 10 to position number 9. Now it's number 8. So it's like firing up the charts and coin market caps. So who is next in the gun? It's Dogecoin. I'll talk more about that in a second. But the point is, my thesis always from day one was when Solana was 1/6 of Cardano's market cap, I thought, well, it should be worth at least the same market cap as Cardano at the time. Cardano's gone up a lot in price since then, but here we are. Then I said a fifth is a complete no-brainer when it was a fifth. Now the market cap of Solana is 1/3 of that of Cardano, and we'll see if my thesis is correct. That means Solana should easily hit $250. We are already about to hit $100 a token, which is incredible. It's nearly 5x'd in 6 or 7 weeks. So crazy, crazy, crazy results. Now, related to the NFT rage is raging on. Bored Apes is now number 3. But just what's interesting to look at this is the amount of NFT volume that's hitting the marketplace. We have key markets. Number 1, obviously CryptoPunks. Number 2 is Art Blocks. Number 3 is now the Bored Ape Yacht Club scene. And this has been elevated by stars. Stephen Curry just bought one Crypto Ape NFT for 55 ETH, which is $180,000. It was like, oh my God, 50 ETH is nearly worth $200,000. Blew my mind. So if you got 250 ETH, that's $1 million. And a lot of people have 250 ETH. So congratulations to all you ETH hodlers out there. Ethereum has been a little bit slow compared to the action in other areas like the Solana black hole, but it's just going through a quiet time and it should start elevating soon. Now, in terms of Doge, we did hit on Doge very briefly. The order book, sadly, show much higher sell numbers. Basically, a much bigger sell wall than a buy wall, to the tune of about 70 million Doge. So, and over the last 11 days, for all you Doge and Shiba Inu holders, you're down 22 to 23%. And so we'll see. This is going to take a toll on investors. And according to the sell wall, it doesn't look good for the future. Now, in another little bit of good news, there was a lot of talk about using your .eth domain to lock it down. But now, through a very simple integration, it's now possible that owners of a .com domain can use that .com domain as an Ethereum wallet. So domain name holders will be able to send and receive Ethereum coins to their .com domains, not necessarily having to have a .eth domain name. So that is other great news. Everybody has their .com, so the big scramble for people to get their ETH domains. I know somebody stole the investanswers.eth. Who cares? Good luck. Not required anyway. And that is it for today, everybody. I'm going to take like 1 or 2 questions, and then I've got to get on with my Saturday. So hope everybody's doing good. I just want to share there was not a ton of news today, but a few. Let me see. Somebody stepped in a pile of Doge. Oh no. Stephen Curry, what an amazing fellow. Yes, very proud of him. And let me see. Sol is the news. Sol is, let's check out Sol. We slight bit of weakness now, but Sol is just going from strength to strength. This is just an unstoppable train. And don't get in the way of it. And as I say, a lot of people thought about selling. Should I take profits? I'm up 4x, 5x. It's like, always let your winners run, sell your losers. So that's kind of the big lesson for you all today. Quant. A lot of people want you to look at quant. We are looking at quant. So, and Emilio, sell Matic for Sol. Yeah, we have some laggards now, the Algorand's of the world, the Polygons that are just not doing too well. But you have to remember, it's always dangerous to buy something after it's gone up 5x. So, but again, we'll see. I think right now my thesis is always for Solana to hit 150 and 250 in a good market. So that still remains. We'll see what happens. I want to wish you all a very, very happy weekend. Be safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is the weekly Q&A where I take all of the top questions from you all that's burning your minds out, and we give a detailed response. So see you all then. Thanks, everybody. Be careful, be safe, and take care of each other.